Hello, thanks for tuning in to today's broadcast. I am your host, Senator Credit Champion, and I just want to take a moment to recognize the Georgia Bulldogs, the 2022 national champions of college football. Before we go into today's reaction video, I want you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend. Now, what a game last night. I mean, you had the two best teams in the nation going at it, representing the SEC. You had Alabama. We all know Alabama, their history. Coach Saban, the Heisman Trophy winner, Bryce Young, the defense of Alabama, the offense, everything that Alabama brings to the table. And so it took a valiant effort from Georgia, who showed up hungry, who showed up ready to play. That is the Georgia team that I thought would show up in the SEC championship. Unfortunately, they didn't. And Alabama really took it to Georgia in the SEC championship game. Now, the fact that Las Vegas had Georgia to win again, that said something. They picked Georgia to win both times, just as I did. I picked Georgia to win in the SEC, and that was a total surprise the way that Alabama beat Georgia. I mean, Alabama beat Georgia worse than they beat Auburn the game before. So it just goes to show you the focus that Alabama came with. They had heard about Georgia being this dominant team all year, and they bought their A game. Now, Georgia did not match Alabama's intensity in the first game. But in the second game, you saw Georgia playing Georgia football. You saw the defense rise up and say, hey, we're going to let you in the red zone, but we're giving up field goals today and not touchdowns. And you saw Georgia flex its muscle, its defensive muscle, and hold Alabama to 18 points. Now, I know some of you will say, well, our receiver, he was out. That is true. You had two top-notch receivers that were out of the game. But we can only play who's on the field. Whether it be by attrition, people getting hurt, whether it be by conditioning, people who, just get tired quick and can't finish the game or can't play the game that long. Well, that's all a part of sports. We played with Stetson Bennett, who wasn't the best option. Most people thought that, the guy on the bench was a better option. What's his name? Daniels was a better option. But, Stetson Bennett, hey, he was our starter the whole year. He's a walk-on quarterback. And, hey, we played with who we had. The best team just won. And Georgia was the best team this year. I mean, give kudos, give credit to Alabama. A valiant effort, champions, all of that. But this year was Georgia's year. We showed it all year long that we were the best team in the nation. And when it came time to play Alabama, this time it was different. This time it did not matter that Alabama had beat Georgia 7 times straight. This time it did not matter that Nick Saban was the coach, that you all had the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. Look, if it was anybody else in the nation, even without your receivers, I believe Alabama would have won. Honestly, I don't believe that no one else could have stopped Alabama last night except for the team that did, and that's the Georgia Bulldogs. And so, hey, we're celebrating in Georgia. We are so proud of our team, so proud of the fans and everybody who just, stuck by the Bulldogs. Even people who didn't stick by the Bulldogs and who said, they just gave up. They just didn't believe it was possible. Well, now they see it's possible. And this is just the beginning. I remember a friend of mine, God bless the dead, Tyrone Jones. He was an Alabama fan to his core. And I'll never forget when he told me, Cedric, Kirby Smart gonna have y'all team right. And I'll never forget the first year, I was like, man, we should have kept Mark Richt. I kid you not. I was saying we should have kept Mark Richt if this is what Kirby gonna do. But that second year came around, he had Georgia looking like Alabama. I was amazed at how our team resembled Alabama, who is the standard of college football, and how he turned our program around so quick. And he's going to be there every year. Just like Nick Saban is there every year, Kirby Smart is going to be a force to reckon. Georgia football is going to be a force to reckon with as long as Kirby Smart is our head coach. He knows how to put together a great coaching staff. I like the diversity that he brings to Georgia. I see it, Coach Smart. I see it, Georgia University, the diversity, the way you include everybody in the program. I see it. And everybody in the nation sees it. And so, yeah, the Georgia Bulldogs are on top of the college football world. We're looking to, come again next year. We got to find a quarterback, right? We get a quarterback, hey, we can make another run at that national championship, right? We just need a really good quarterback. And congratulations to Alabama for making it that far. It's an accomplishment just to make it that far. And also the other two teams, Cincinnati and Michigan. It's an honor to even play in the playoffs and get an opportunity. So if your team didn't win, at least you win the playoffs. I'm going to be honest with you. In other year, if Georgia makes a playoff, I'm going to be happy, man. You're not going to win national championships every year. No one is. But you can still have a good season to be proud of, at the end of the year. I don't buy into that thing like if you don't win a national championship, you didn't have a good year. Now, Georgia set the standard to where, yeah, they had to win because we feel like we lost championship games in the past or opportunities to win the championship in the past, due to Alabama being in our way. And so, yeah, we had to finish this year with a national championship with all that we showed, through the regular season. But yeah, man, you asked me to play the game, even though it was like at the end of the game, man, that pick six, that pick six was spectacular. Just to see those guys on defense running down the sideline like a convoy. And then the Alabama player, he is running with all of his might. I'm talking about he's coming like a locomotive, and he hits one of our players. They collide, and they both fall off their feet and just, stand up, against each other, man. That's just like two rams in the wilderness just butting heads. It was just a spectacular sight, just to see, the great defenses and the strength and the speed on the field. The first half, let me tell you something. I'm a Georgia fan. I'm an SEC fan. I'm going to be honest with you. First half of the game, I was bored because the defense was just stopping the offenses back to back. It was just a field goal fest in the first half. Things started to loosen up in the second half. And when you saw Georgia start to break those runs, that's when, I kind of got a feeling like, okay, we're about to get this game. We're about to win this game. Because we were doing Alabama what Alabama normally does to us and other teams. When a team can just say, okay, we're going to run the ball, and you can't stop us. And then that team sees you can't stop them. It demoralizes the defense, and it lets the offense know we got you now because you can't stop our run. You can't stop it. We're going to run, but we see that you can't stop us. So what we're going to do, we're just going to keep running because you can't stop it. And at one point in the game, that became evident that Alabama could no longer stop our run. They were stopping it the whole first half, but in the second half, they could no longer stop it. And it just began to build up. And then the passing game, it began to open up as well. And so just a lot to deal with. And the defense, man, they put pressure on Bryce Young last night. He did not look like he normally looks. Now, let me say this. There were a lot of drop balls. But that happens when you have inexperienced players. And then you have good defense. It's not like the defender was not there on them swatting at the ball, even causing confusion before the ball hit their hand. You see defenders like swatting at the ball, before the ball even gets to the receiver. So, yeah, it was just a great game all around. So, Bama fans, you can be proud of your team that you did, compete in, the 2022 championship game. Well, listen, I remember in the last video, you can check it out, I picked Georgia to beat Alabama 34-20. This game was 33-18. Now, I was wrong about what game they were going to do it in, but that's what I expected to happen the first time, and it didn't. Alabama blew us out. But in this game, the one that mattered most, we showed up with the champions, and go Dogs. Well, thanks for tuning in to today's broadcast. If you're a Georgia fan, if you're an Alabama fan, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I teach a lot of content on rebuilding your credit, multiple streams of income, and even relationships content. So listen, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. And this is Cedric the Credit Champion signing out for the night. Subscribe, like, share the video. Be blessed.